It's not often that you get hyped for something in 2025 or these days and it ends up being good, but it's equally or less as often that you just take a random shot on a thing and it surprises you. Let's find out what we all thought of this movie. I saw the trailer for this in the theaters like months and months ago. I can't even remember what I was going to see, and I was like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. Totally forgot it existed. We had a shortage of things to watch this month. So when I made the schedule, I saw this. I was like, oh, I remember this movie. Let's fucking watch this and check it out. And so that's dropped. It actually turns out it's directed by Christopher Landon. Dusty, we have a little history with some of his movies. You and I watched Freaky together.
Freaky, yeah.
And really liked it. He also did the Happy Death Day movies, which I really like.
Yep.
I think I saw those.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun, like slasher movies. Like they're kind of horror comedies. And this is about a widowed mother. She goes on her first date in years, and the date takes a terrifying turn when she's bombarded with anonymous threatening messages on her phone during their upscale dinner. And it's not just any messages, it's those airdrop messages that you get on your iPhone, which is the craziest invention of all time. And when I say crazy, I don't mean like cool technology. It doesn't make any sense. It's like so redundant. It's messaging. It's like, what is I don't understand why it exists. So right off the bat, I think this is an awesome premise for a movie, a thriller in like modern times with modern technology of like you're receiving anonymous messages. Because the one unique thing of an airdrop is you don't have to have the person as a contact in your phone.
Right. Yeah.
Just nearby devices.
Yeah.
That's why it's not necessarily redundant. It's a little
correct.
Extra.
You say really cool premise. I actually think it was like a decent premise. I don't think it was that special. I do think it has some good moments. Overall, it felt pretty boring to me.
Really?
To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get too much out of this. I figured out the guy that was doing it as soon as his date stormed off, essentially.
Really?
Yeah. The actors for sure carried this movie. Like the actors were great.
Well, I watched the trailer to this and immediately thought, this is a stupid movie I don't want to watch because I think I could probably pick out everything that's going to happen in it. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, okay. Well, they didn't do everything that you would think that they would do in this movie.
That's what I thought.
And
That's
in
fair.
that way, it was a little bit refreshing, even though I think I'm with Marvin, and I don't think the premise is that original. I agree with also Dan in that the premise of the technology is kind of unique, but the whole you need to do what we tell you to do, or the person you love dies and nobody can know, and we're watching everything you do.
It was so
That's
cliche.
not unique.
Yeah.
That is very cliche. Was it done terrifically? No. Was it done terribly? No. It was done all right, and it was unique enough that my hatred for this movie after not seeing it at all and then watching it like withered away. I thought, okay, this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This is actually, it's all right. But there was still a little bit to like, I don't know, a woman whose child is in danger on a date with a random person. The casualness of it is not, she would have lost her shit.
This movie does not hold up to Dusty logic standards for sure.
Scrutiny.
Oh no, I have like several Dusty gripes with this movie. Maybe we should just start having a Dusty gripe segment when we do movies, because
you guys kind of are focused on the, I guess, like the plot of it. Which, yeah, totally fair. It's not like groundbreaking or anything like that. I thought I didn't think like that stuff of like your son is going to get it if you don't do what we say right now. That stuff is like, yeah, done to death. I thought like the actual technology of it was like kind of a fresh, unique spin of like the airdrop thing.
I agree with that.
Because the airdropping creates a unique mystery aspect in modern day. It's like the call's coming from inside the house. Like that's done, that's over with. And we've talked about often with horror movies how like Halloween, for instance, or Black Christmas, like those movies don't work in the modern day because of technology. Like you have your cell phone, it's like I'm just gonna call the police from like any room in my house. Yeah. So it takes like a lot of creativity, I think, to sort of create thrills in a modern setting for that specific reason. I think this movie did it really well, especially with the way the airdrop worked in this, where you could like see people pop in and out of like the range and stuff.
Range, yeah, that was good. That was good.
Kind of created like a shark from Jaws effect, where it's like, oh, he's in range of me. Like, who is it now? And it like helps you narrow it down. So like, it is a little bit like a modern Agatha Christie whodunit. It just had those vibes to it. Is it the greatest like movie ever made? No, absolutely not. But but I think it was strong enough in those regards that really surprised me. But the big thing, I'm surprised you guys didn't mention, maybe I read too much into it, but I think really like those things were like the plot, the story of the movie is really where I bought in heavy, which was this woman who was the survivor of like domestic abuse. This is going to sound woke as but the bravery that it takes to put yourself back out there with a stranger.
Sure.
And I thought the movie did that really well because on one hand, like it takes like a thing that we could all relate to, which is like going on a first date, meeting somebody new, and you're already nervous and you don't know how to behave. And it's just like a weird, awkward thing. But with the added anxiety of like, oh, I'm a survivor of this like really horrible experience. And my son almost died. I watched my ex like kill himself in front of my face. And I almost had to pull the trigger, but couldn't do it, even though my son was in danger. Like it makes you question yourself and it's all this trauma. So to like put yourself out there under the weight of all that is crazy. And so to take that and then put it into this like, you know, fun thriller scenario. So now there's like the added pressure of that on top of what she's already feeling. I don't know. I just thought they did it really well. It's like kind of like turned it on its head a little bit of like, oh, like she can't even have the normal anxiety because she's dealing with this dude or whatever. You mentioned the actors. I thought they did an awesome job together.
Great chemistry. Yeah.
They felt really real. Sometimes I thought the dialogue was a little bit cheesy, but then thinking back, I was like, no, it's not cheesy. It's just like actually like the way real people talk, I thought.
Yeah.
They did a good job with that. It was just some of the stuff with her and her sister I thought was like a little.
Yeah, it was a little corny for sure.
A little corny, but whatever. But between them where it mattered was great. Thought the bartender was great. Like she was like real.
Yeah.
The waiter on his first day, like kind of being like overly bubbly to hide the fact that he was like nervous for his first shift. Like that felt
it was him.
Yeah, that felt really real.
Yeah, the air of mystery about
him.
who was actually who you do get the Agatha Christie whoDunit feel.
Yeah,
about because you touch each character and you're like, I mean, you're kind of feeling the whole time that it's Brandon Sklenar's character, like he's the mastermind behind all of this because
too nice. Yeah, he's too nice.
Yeah. And then that's the twist of the whole movie is that it's not him. He's actually a nice guy, and he's trying to turn on these dirty politicians.
It's a great twist because niceness is in such a rare thing that, like, when you see somebody who's nice, you're like, oh, he's too nice. I don't trust his ass. That sucks that we're like trained to think that way. Don't you know what I mean? So when somebody like is actually nice and it's a twist of the movie that he is actually a nice dude, I don't know. I thought that was really well thought out and well done.
No, that's why I like the movie better than I thought I would based on the trailer and watching the movie. The
whodunit stuff, I actually thought they did that pretty effectively too. Marvin, you said you figured it out like pretty quickly. I actually didn't.
I wouldn't say quickly. I don't remember exactly when it. I mean, I remember the moment. I just don't remember how far it was in. Basically, when the old creepy guy's date left him, I was like, oh, okay, it's him.
But what made you think it was him when she stormed off? Because I didn't catch it. Like, I didn't think it was him. He was a suspect, just to be clear. I was like, oh, it could be him.
He was always a suspect.
Yeah.
And then
the weird hug put him on my radar. And
the weird hug, when I thought about the blind date, like the scenario was too weird.
Yep.
And they wouldn't say that if it wasn't, they wouldn't tell you about this guy if he wasn't important.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's why I was like, okay, it's obviously him. Yeah.
I actually thought they did a good job because normally we've joked about it before, like in shows when you're like, oh, this actor's in it, like he's the bad guy, obviously. Like there's no other reason to cast him.
Yeah, right.
It framed everyone well as a possible suspect.
I agree, especially the random guy that kept texting.
Yep.
That was a good one.
I was real sus about him.
The dude waiting for his sister and
Yeah.
And you know what? It actually did it so well that like at first I thought it was him, and then I was like, nah, it's too obvious. It can't be him. And then I was like, maybe it is actually him. Like I kept going back.
They did do that very well. Yeah.
I didn't ever think it was her date though. That's the one weak point of the movie, I think, for me, is that I never thought it was him.
I did up until they asked her to crush his SD card. I was like, it's possible that it's him.
Yeah.
It crossed my mind, but for one, how is he sending her airdrops, not touching his phone? He could have just
Well, I
been
mean,
the
if he's in
mastermind.
cahoots with someone,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
he's the mastermind.
he's
He gets
just like
somebody
the
working.
face.
He
Of
could have.
the,
It could have been like like a jigsaw laying dead in the bathroom, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Totally. But I think they sold that a little too quickly with the SD card and stuff and made it what it was really about.
Yeah.
So it turns
Yeah.
out that he is like you said, he's an informant. He works for the mayor as a photographer, but he's been like,
He's a rat.
he's a rat. Yeah. He's taken all sorts of secrets and he's going to turn them over to whoever authority. The real plot in question was some, I don't know, CIA shadow organization guy.
The cleaner.
The cleaner is trying to set her up to kill him so he can't turn over his evidence.
Yeah.
And now, realistically, Dusty Gripes, let's talk about him.
Yeah.
It's like the most elaborate scheme ever conceived by man to like cover something up. So this dude had to put cameras and mics all over the restaurant.
Everywhere.
Like
Set up perfectly.
When are you setting this up? Like,
especially in a fine dining where, like,
yeah,
after watching The Bear, you know that, like,
right.
These things probably wouldn't go unnoticed with how, like, particular they are with, like, setting up the table and all this sort of thing. That actually wasn't my gripe, though, as far as the setup and, like, having to do all the setup. It was a couple of things, though. Why did she tell the Black Ops guy that she poisoned him so that he could be like, oh, f you, I'm going to shoot? That was dumb.
Oh, yeah.
That was just like the setup effect where, like, something doesn't happen until you actually tell them, like, that he wasn't poisoned until he actually told her, and then he started dying.
Well, that was her empowering moment of, like, the power. She, like, it was that the fact that, like, she dealt with this traumatic thing, but she took something out of it, and that was a strength that she hadn't had prior, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I hid it from him, and just like, I'm hiding this from you, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, I got it. I get it. It was just, we were talking Dusty Gripes. That's what I'm saying.
No, for sure.
Another thing, there's no way this guy stays this long in real life with this chick acting this way.
No one's that
I would have
nice.
got out of there the first red flag. Like, oh, you're crying at the table? I'm out of here. It's over.
Yeah.
My last one, why was the restaurant like in a plane? And I'll explain this. When the glass cracked and the fucking guy gets sucked out of the window like it's a fucking pressurized cabin.
I don't know the science behind that. I didn't even really think about it. I was just like, well, I guess if you're that high up, there's like some sort of pressure differential that's going to suck you out at first.
Okay, maybe. Okay, that's fair. I don't know either. I don't know the science.
It's
so
probably
possible.
just the initial like depressurization because you are pretty high up. I mean, there is lower pressure up there. So
that's fair. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that whole ending part was a little bit unneeded, like the restaurant fight. I think it was enough that she had to like race home and like try to stop the hitman assassin from like taking out her sister and son.
Yeah, which is like you're never gonna call the police and during all this moment. Like,
well, he
the guy's
did when
dead
she
and
left.
you still. That's okay. That's fair.
He said he gave her the address and was like
the guy that got the shot is the one that's tasked with calling. That's good.
She ended up being actually the worst date of all time, but it wasn't her fault really. It was him. That's pretty much the movie. Like, I thought it did a really good job of being a thriller. Like, I felt pretty thrilled the whole time.
It was a good thriller. I agree. Yeah.
Like, I really was. Like, it kept you guessing. It kept you thinking and rethinking. Like, I say all the time, I talk myself up about movies like this. I'm usually pretty good at, like, figuring shit out, like, very quickly. I didn't with this one. I think their chemistry was so good that I was more involved and concentrating on them two than like the craziness that was going on. I was surprised at how well I liked it. I thought, like I said, the acting was great. The writing was a little bit, weak at times, but I think they pulled it off. The thriller aspect worked for me. The whodunit aspect worked for me. I liked the different like ways she tried to like get out of it, like writing the note on the 20 to get the pianist killed and
severance shit going on.
Yeah. So I thought it was an effective movie. I quite enjoyed it.
It was a good movie. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. And that's something saying. And I looked at the director after the fact and I was like, oh, he did Freaky. That makes sense. Because going into it, I was like, I don't know. I went into this not knowing much and watching the trailer thinking I was going to hate it and came out a little pleasantly surprised. Right. Even though there was enough to gripe about, it was good enough to be somewhat enjoyable. Not great, but not terrible.
It's pretty well received on Rotten Tomatoes, but not on IMDb. It's got a 6.2 on IMDb, which I actually think is real low. So I'm going to bump it up. I got to give it a 7. It's a 7 for me.
It's probably a 6.
Okay.
Right there. That's mid territory. That's what I feel mostly about this.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 for what it is. It can get a little bump.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, there you have it, folks. There's our thoughts on Drop. If you've watched it, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought. We'd be very curious to hear your take on it. If you have not watched it, this is one I would recommend. I think it was a fun watch, worth it.
Yeah,
so
definitely worth the watch.
Yeah, go and check it out. It's available on streaming now.